In the last segment, we separated all of our pattern pieces out from where we had designed our arcs. I went ahead and redesigned this peplum. There was a edge there that needed to be redone. So I went ahead and redid the peplum. And I also went ahead and added the hemline in the peplum. And what I did for that, let's pan it over a little bit. Okay, this peplum goes into the side seam of the center front here. So what I did was to measure how deep this is right here, and we know it's going to be about 4 inches. Okay, then I went ahead and measured from here to here, which is about 5.26, so I took it up. And this point right here is about 4 inches down now from this point. So this will be the hemline, and this is also the hemline of the back and to the side of the jacket. Okay then, now we're going to learn how to create our seam allowances. And what we first need to do is to ungroup our pattern pieces. Let's go ahead and select over here, ZS for zoom selected. Now, this point right here, I want to zoom in, is a place on fold. Let's go ahead and zoom previous. And we're going to place what is really a marker. Fiddlesticks. Place marker. Over here we want to select a place on fold. We're going to make this a 10 length, and we're going to be placing it vertical. And we're going to snap to right here. It always places it the wrong way. Don't know why, but it does. So what we're going to do is to select that, and we're just going to flip it on its vertical axis. Come on. There. Select it, move it into place over here. Okay, we're going to now, I want to zoom out just a tad, give myself some room. This is on the fold line, so we don't need to create any kind of a seam allowance over here. Remember, we've ungrouped all of this. So now let's create the seam allowance for our neckline, and to do that we're going to use the offset tool, and that's OF. We're going to offset by whatever your seam allowance is. I choose 5/8. I hit apply, click on the object to offset, tells you right up here what to do. Click on the object to offset, and we're going to pull it to this side. Hit your space bar, do it again. Space bar, do it again. Just keep on going around. Hit that space bar. Pull your seam allowance. Okay, we've got our seam allowances all around. Now let's do some intersections. We're going to intersect this, we're going to intersect this with this. Try it again. This up here. Why isn't it working? Okay, it's not working. I don't know why. Let's try this. That worked. Keep on working your way around it. It'll eventually work. See? Pull this up here. And then pull this over to here. Let's try this again. Still not working. Don't know why. Okay, let's try it again. It worked before, I know it did. Okay, then, if we're going to act like that, we're going to have to get tough. Okay, I'm messing up big time here. Let's try this again. Still not working, huh? That's interesting. Let's pull it up here. Maybe it's grouped. Let's try that. That was it. It was still grouped. Remember, I'm just hitting the space bar to redo a command. Alright, zoom previous. There is all of our seam lines. Now remember, this upper back is placed on the fold right here, so we don't have a seam line there. Let's go ahead and group these together so we don't lose it. Let's group, and then we're going to save. Now the peplum, this is going to be a little bit different because I'm not exactly sure how I want this to lay. If I want this center back to go on a seam line, like the picture shows, if I want, that would put this on the grain line. Let's rotate. Where's my rotate button? Click on a rotate point. See, if this line right here, we're putting it on a center front, what would happen is that your grain line would go up and down here, and it would give kind of a biased drape to this side, which I don't want to happen. So what I think is better is if we leave this slightly on the bias to go along with these the draping here, it'll help. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna put a line in. Actually, I'm going to put a marker in. It's a two-way grain. I want it 5. It's going to be placed vertical. Place here. Well, I didn't get it high enough, did I? Okay, let's try this. There we go. Okay. Now, again, OF for offset, 5/8, apply, click on this, click on the object. Oh, we're grouped. Try it again. Offset, 5/8, apply. So what's going on here? Sometimes you have to hit escape. We are still grouped. We're going to ungroup it, offset, 5/8, apply, this line, this way, space bar, this line up here, space bar, keep on going around. Space bar, pulling that seam allowance right around. Now we don't have to do anything down here because this is our hemline. So let's start some intersecting. We're going to intersect this with this and the other way around. This with this. Just keep on doing that all the way around. Space bar. Okay, this actually, should that be up all the way or not? Let's just keep on going here. Sometimes it's just a little bit tricky. And let's pull this guy over to here. Okay. Let's do this one over to here. That looks pretty good except right here, but if you consider our stitching line is right here, that's fine. So I'm just going to put a line from here to here. Now let's group all that back together. It's easier to select it like this and group it all together. We need to put the text in there that this is the peplum. Let's ungroup right quick and then we'll group it all back together again. Remember, laptop, fingers slip off all the time. Okay, now let's group all that. Alright, so now we have our back done with our seam allowances. We have our peplum done with our seam allowances. Let's zoom out, and what we're going to do is get these arranged for yardage calculations. So what I'm going to do is to go ahead and rotate this. Rotate. Oh, come on, quit this. Rotate. Click on a pivot point. Click on an object. Why is this not? Okay, rotate. Snap to a pivot point. I'm going to go ahead and put this up. At a straight angle here, simply for ease of laying it out. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm just going to move him up. Kind of get him up close into here. Now what you're going to do is the same thing on every one of these. Zoom selected, ungroup, OF for offset, offset OF, 5/8, apply, click, over, space, bar, click, over, space bar, click, over, and just keep on going around. La-di-da-di-da, dum-dum-dum-dum-dum, da-da-da-da-da. And lastly, this one. Okay, that's that. Let's go ahead and do some intersecting. I like zooming to the, okay, get that off. Zoom to the window. Come on, silly thing. Zoom to the window. Let's zoom selected. And we're going to start doing some intersecting. We're going to intersect this to this. Space bar, this to this. Space bar, this to this. There you go, space bar, this one to this one. Again, this to this. Again, down here, this to this. This to this. Didn't work. And lastly, here to here, and here to here. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit, get all this together, group it, and there's your other pattern piece. Let's get him as close in here as we can. Trying to save as much space as possible. ZS for zoom selected. Now you're going to do the same thing on this. Ungroup, line, OF for offset, 5/8 of an inch, apply, click on your line, click on your line. Oh, it's still grouped. Darn you. Ungroup. Goofball. Ungroup. Thank you. Offset. 5/8. Apply. Offset. Offset. Spacebar. Continuing on. And lastly this. Now to do some intersections. This to this. Let's see if it works. Nope. Okay. This to this. This to this. And you just keep on going around. Okay, let's go ahead and put a line. Let's zoom window so we can see what we're doing here. Let's put a line from here. Actually, it needs to go up. This needs to go up about 5/8 of an inch. Let's measure. Not quite 5/8 of an inch. Let's get this a little bit higher. See if we can eyeball it. Pretty close. I think a little nudge and we'll be okay. Let's try that. Try it again. .654, a little bit too much, so let's nudge it down just a couple right there. Let's try that. Trying to get it at .625 or thereabouts, real close. Pretty close. It only takes a tad. Still getting a little bit too much off there. Let's try that. Pretty close. I'm gonna leave it at that. That'll be pretty close. Now let's do some intersections from here to here, and from here to here. Now we need to zoom out and go back to that other one. Where is it? Ah, it's the peplum. Let's pull him up. Let's zoom selected. Ungroup him. Now I'm going to pan down a little bit. Okay, now I want to zoom in to right around this area right here. This, we want to pull him up. That's not quite enough. I'm getting ready to have kitty battle royale here. I got a male unneutered cat that thinks he's cock of the walk up here. He's getting ready to fight a neutered male, so I'm gonna have to knock a cat down. Just a little tidbit about me, got lots of cats. That's close enough. I might pull it down just a little bit more. Still too much. See, I get too much and then I get not enough, and it's just never-ending game of trying to get it right. As long as I have close to 5/8 of an inch, that's good. Intersection. So long as I have close to 5/8 of an inch room up here to where, from where this point is to here, I'm going to be happy. Okay. Now, of course, you're going to want to clean that up a lot better, but that's just basic group objects. And let's put this bad boy back where he belongs, which is right down in here. Okay. Let's go ahead and group all of those together, because this one's done. Where are we going to put him? We'll put him right around in here. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to go through all of these and you're going to go ahead and add all of your seam allowances. First thing you do is ungroup it. Let's select into here. Zoom ZS for zoom selected. You're going to start doing your offsets. OF. 5/8 of an inch. Apply. This is the line we want. Spacebar. This is the line we want. Just continue going around it. This won't take me long. Now here's one of those angular darts you probably would want to go ahead and clean up a little bit. Now let's do some intersections. About time you decided to act right. And now we need to go ahead and zoom window into here. We're going to put a line. And we need to rotate that. Actually, let's just delete that baby out and do it right. A line from here to here. We're going to move it out. Measure from here to here. Still not enough. That might be too much. Let's try it. Pretty close. We'll leave it at that. Okay, intersect. This to this. And this to this. And this to this. And this to this. Okay. Here's another one done. Fingers slip off this crazy mouse pad. Group. Now this goes over here. Alright, this puppy's next. ungroup, offset, okay, now we need to kind of pan it down a tad. Let's zoom out a little bit. That'll work. And hit your escape key to get out of that. Now let's do some intersecting. Here to here. Here to here. And then we keep on going around. Sorry about the no talking. I'm just getting into this because I want to get it finished. We're almost done, and I get so excited when I'm towards the end. And what have we missed? Alright, that looks good. One last piece, and then we'll be done. Let's group this together. Let's zoom out and put him right around in here. Okay, here we go. This one. Ungroup. Alright, intersection. No, wrong. Offset. See, I'm a goof at this time of night. 5 a.m. Yep, I'm pretty goofy. I'm getting tired too. Although I'm a night owl and this generally doesn't bother me, I am getting goofy. Let's see. There's a section right here. There. And that one didn't go where I wanted it to go. Now, we do not need to offset here. This is our hemline, so we don't have to offset that. Something is going on here. Let's see if I can intersect this with this. Yeah, I didn't like that. Let's see if we can intersect this with this. Okay, we will have to move the point a little bit over here. That's better. So let's get rid of that and zoom intersect here to here. That's good. Zoom out. All right. Yay, almost done. Let's zoom window. Let's get a little bit closer. Okay, let's do some intersections. And then we will be done. Yay, we'll be done. Okay. Okay, what's going on? Let's see. There we go. Let's do a quick intersection of done. Come on, get off of there. Go away. Okay, that's much better. Intersection. Okay. That looks pretty good. Gather them all together and group. All right, people, we are done. Now, we want to save this as the current name. So we'll have all our little divisions. Let's ZA for zoom all. We'll have all our little pieces that where we started with the raw pattern pieces and combined added arcs. We'll have everything here. So we're going to go ahead and save it with the name that we started out with. Now, next thing we're going to do is get rid of all this. We're going to delete all that. Zoom selected. Now we're going to save this as a different name. Okay, arcs, jacket. We'll do YouTube 3 final. That way we know it's the final one to do. Okay, now let's go to the yardage calculator. Okay, arcs, jacket, YouTube 3 final. Rotate patterns 90 degrees. Perfect. Set up your layout. We usually get 60-inch fabric. Leave it at 72, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's move. Oh, that doesn't seem right. Oh, I know what I did. I didn't fold it. Ha ha. No wonder it didn't look right. Layout setup. I do not want to save it. Okay, I want it folded at 60 inches. No wonder it didn't look right. Okay, that looks much, much better. Much better. Oh. What did I do? Okay, try it again. Where are we? There's nothing there. Okay, let's do it again. No, we're not going to save this because we messed it up. Rotate, open. Yes, clear the drawing. Okay. Setup. Layout setup. 60 degrees or 60 inches folded. Apply. Okay, now we get to go and add all this in. Still we have zoom selected. Here we actually have our pan tool, which is good. Come on, you knothead. Pan. It's not panning. That's not a good thing. Okay. Let's take all these and move them out of the way. Let's pull them over here. Let's see. I don't like this when it says zoom all. Alright, first thing we need to place is your back. And this actually needs to get rotated. Now if you've got a one-way design, I like to kind of put all mine in the one way anyway, so let's do that. And then I've got the front. This guy. Oh, you know what we did? We forgot the sleeve. Forget it. This is wrong. Close out. Don't save anything. Go back into your pattern editor. Open up that raw file again. And what you're going to do is to take your sleeve, all of this, move it over here. For the facing, I would probably eliminate this. And use this front pattern piece as your facing piece. You can probably cut it down a little bit more, but I don't think I'd cut it down too much more. Okay, so now we want to get rid of all of this. Alright, let's make sure we have everything. We've got a sleeve, we've got all our altered jacket pieces. We need to put seam lines in the sleeve. That's what we need to do. Ungroup it. Sorry about that. Get excited and I forget. Now we actually need to do a longer hemline, so we're going to go with 1.5. And that'll be this. Okay, let's do some intersections. Okay, that's not working either, so let's create a line. Gonna have to do the same thing as we did before. Measure and try to get it out 5/8 of an inch. Yeah, almost there. Let's try that. Not quite. Pretty close. Okay, let's leave it there. Alright, we're going to end up doing the same thing here. Let's go ahead, close this up. I don't think it's going to work, but we can try it again. Oh! I'll be darned. It worked. Let's see if we can get this over here working. I know it took a lot of work, but let's see what happens. Didn't work. Okay, that didn't work. You know, I might be able to do it like this. Let's do something like, no, that won't work. I don't understand why one worked and the other didn't. Okay, quit this. You're getting really annoying here. Alright, let's go ahead and put that line back in. leave it at that. Alright, now for this guy. So much easier to zoom the window. We're going to ungroup. I want this a little bit further down. That's not right. There. Now get out of my face. Alright. Offset 5/8 of an inch. This will go on the fold line back here, so we don't have to do that. Now get each one of these little increments. Now let's do some intersections. Okay, let's go ahead now, grab this again, hold your shift key, grab that. Let's get this out of the way just a little bit because we do need to place a place on fold marker in there. And let's just make this about 3 vertical. And place right here. Way too big. Let's take that out. Crap. Take that out. And then we want to place a symbol. I'm not doing too well right now. Let's make this a 1. Vertical. Place. Here. That'll work. Now let's flip him over. Okay. That'll work. Now, zoom out. We've got to do the linings. Ungroup. Offset. Alright, here we go. La 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 la. They're still grouped. Damn it. I'm annoyed. Alright, something's going on. Hold on. ungroup, U, ungroup, U, offset, 5/8 of an inch, apply. Thank you. Now you're going to cut out one of your sleeve patterns as your lining too. So just remember that. You should go ahead and put some text notations in here before you print it out, such as how many on the interfacing you should cut. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this down here, although I'm not sure that I need it. This is a box pleat, so we don't need that really, because that's a place on fold, so I'm going to get rid of that. Now let's do some intersecting. And we're almost done. Remember, you got to place it on both points. Got to do it over on this side. Come on. Intersect here to the target object. There. Okay, here I got mail. Almost there. Okay. That one's done. These do need to be grouped back together. And let's group this. And we'll group the sleeve. Come on. Last one to do is this right here. Okay. I got a kitty. He's so silly. Like I said, I don't know about seam allowances on the bottom. I'm adding them in, but it's easy to take them out. Now let's do some intersecting. You can tell I'm getting tired. I'm not talking. Almost done. Okay, that is all done. Let's group this together. All right. Now we've got these pretty much all grouped together like we need them. We won't be cutting that out of fashion fabric. That'll be a totally new thing. Now we're going to save this as a different name. Remember. Patterns. Jackets. There. Okay, that should do it. That's all of our pattern pieces. Now let's go ahead and export to Yardage Calculator. Let's go ahead and open it up. Rotate patterns, open. We're going to do a new setup, a layout setup. We want it folded. Don't forget that. We want it, I usually get mine about 60 inches, so let's hit apply. All right. First of all, let's get our back pattern piece. We know, let's see, can we select this? No. We know that this is going to be placed on the fold. However, here's your fold line, so it's wrong. So we need to flip it this way. And let's put him on the fold line. This guy here has to be on the fold line. Let's rotate him. There. I might change his position later. Alright, these two we're not putting in there. That's the lining fabric, and we're not going to have anything to do with that. As a matter of fact, we can just delete those right now. Okay. Let's get center front.
333. $100 seems like an excellent.
Let's get center front in here. And just start placing these in. Make sure you keep a little bit of room around. I hate working with a laptop. I just absolutely hate it. It's convenient for searching things out on the internet when you're watching TV, but trying to do detailed work like this is nigh on impossible. Now, peplum. And sleeve. Well, it's a pretty good layout right there. Not too much wasted fabric. A little bit in here and a little bit in here. So let's calculate and see how much we need. Calculate. Down here it tells us we need 1.74 yards. So we need about 2 yards of fabric. let's go ahead and save. We're gonna, now I don't know why this is not saving these existing layouts. I'm gonna have to check with tech support and find out why that's not going on. So we're gonna save this as, what did I call it to begin with? Okay, IRC S jacket YouTube 3 vinyl. It always tells me that, but it's never true. No. Where is it? Well, I'll be a son of a gun, it's not even here. We'll save it to that. No, we're not going to save it. Forget it. Yes. Okay, so that's basically it. How you would lay out your pattern. You would print it all off, tape it all together. You might be able to get FedEx office to print it off onto 1 or 2 sheets of paper fairly inexpensively. If you've got a wide paper plotter, that would be good. You could go ahead and print it off in far less sheets, because let me tell you, it is a pain to take 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, sometimes 30 of them, and match up all the corners. So we're done here. Make sure. Okay, we saved it. We're gonna get out of here. Hopefully it saved. I did. I don't know why it's doing that. That's about it, and that should pretty much create this jacket. Thanks a lot for watching my series. Happy designing with PatternMaster Boutique. Goodbye.